Hello dear students, how are you? I hope you are all doing fine. Today in my video I am going to discuss about a new chapter of class 10 NCERT syllabus, Polynomials, the second chapter of class 10. In this chapter we will discuss first, the first video will be about what is a polynomial. First we will discuss that, and then we will discuss what are the value of a polynomial at a certain point, and then we will discuss about the zero of a polynomial. First we define polynomial. So what is the definition of a polynomial? What is the definition of a real polynomial? We define this as a real polynomial in x of degree n. N can be any whole number like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are whole numbers. So n can be any whole number. So a real polynomial in x of degree n is generally denoted by px and is defined as px equals to a0 x to the power n plus a1 x to the power n minus 1 plus a2 x to the power n minus 2 plus dot 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 and so on, an minus 1 x plus an. Here a0, a1, a2 and so on, an minus 1, an, all are real coefficients of the polynomial, and the leading coefficients a0, this is called leading coefficient of the polynomial. This should be always non-zero. If this becomes equal to 0, then this polynomial no longer remains a polynomial of degree n. So to define a polynomial in x of degree n, we must have this coefficient, this leading coefficient should be non-zero. Okay, so this is the definition of a polynomial. Now we will try to understand it in a better way by giving example. So this will be our examples. P1x equals to 2x plus 3. This is obviously a real polynomial because here the leading coefficients 2 and the constant term 3, these are real numbers. So P1x, which is equal to 2x plus 3, is a real polynomial, and here the power of x is equal to 1. So the degree of this polynomial is 1. We call this polynomial a real polynomial. Similarly, we take another example, P2x. P2x equal to x square minus 3x minus 4. This is also a real polynomial. Here the leading coefficient is 1 and minus 3, minus 4 are the remaining coefficients. These are all real coefficients. So we call this polynomial to be a real polynomial. And since the leading term is of degree 2, so this polynomial is called a polynomial of degree 2. We can also call this polynomial as a quadratic polynomial. Quadratic means square. So this is x square. This leading term is x square. So we call it a quadratic polynomial. We can take another example, P3x, which is equal to x cube minus 4x. So here the leading coefficient is 1 and the power of leading term is 3. So we call this a real polynomial of degree 3, and we can take all such examples. Many examples we can take, and here this will be called a cubic polynomial. When a polynomial will be of degree 3, then we will call that particular polynomial to be a cubic polynomial. So this polynomial x cube minus 4x is a cubic polynomial. Now we have learned what are polynomials. Now we have also have to learn that what are not polynomials. For example, this kind of expressions are not polynomial. This kind of polynomials like 1 by x minus 1, root x plus 2, 1 by x square plus 2x plus 3, these are not polynomials because none of them is in the form this. This is the general form of polynomials. So the general form of polynomial is this, and these are not in the form of this general form. So these are not polynomials. Now we will discuss about the value of a polynomial px at a real number k. What is called value? Value of a polynomial at a real number k. What is value? Suppose this is a polynomial px. Px is equal to a0 x to the power n, a1 x to the power n minus 1 plus a2 x to the power n minus 2 plus dot 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 a n minus 1 x plus an. Here a0, a1, a2, a n minus 1, an all are real coefficients. So this polynomial is a real polynomial of degree n, because here a0, the leading coefficients a0 I assume to be non-zero. So this is a polynomial of degree n. Now this polynomial, if we put x equal to k in this polynomial, if we put x equal to k, where k is a real number, then we will get a real value pk, which will be equal to a0 k to the power n plus a1 k to the power n minus 1 plus a2 k to the power n minus 2 plus dot 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 and so on a n minus 1 k plus an. This will be called, this will be nothing but a real number. So we call it the real value of the polynomial px at a real number k. For example, we can take some examples. So basically, what the value of a polynomial at a certain point k means what? It means that the value of polynomial px at a certain real number k is nothing but the value we get when we replace x, the variable x, in px by a real number k. So we will get a real number. So value of a polynomial, of a real polynomial at a real number k will be a real number. Now, for example, the value of p2x, we have taken this example earlier also. This is our p2x, x square minus 3x minus 4. So this p2x, x square minus 3x minus 4 will have a value minus 6 at the point x equal to 2. How? This polynomial, if we put x equal to 2 here, x square minus 3x minus 4, if we put x equal to 2 here, we will get what? X square will become 2 square, 3 into x will become 3 into 2 minus 4. So it will get, we will get 2 square is equal to 4, minus 3 into 2 means minus 6. So it will have 4 minus 6 minus 4, which will give minus 6. So the value of the polynomial p2x at the point x equal to 2 will be equal to minus 6. So what is the value of a polynomial at a certain real number? The value of a polynomial at a certain real number means if we put that particular real number at the place of x, then we will get a real number that will be called the value of that particular polynomial. We can take another example. Suppose this polynomial p2x will have minus 4 as its value at the point x equal to 0. How? Take this polynomial x square minus 3x minus 4. If we put x equal to 0, that means we replace x by 0, then we will get what? We will get x square, which will get 0 square, 3 into x, which will become 3 into 0, minus 4. So it will give minus 4 on it. So the value of p2x, which is x square minus 3x minus 4, at the point x equal to 0 is minus 4. So this is what we have value of a polynomial. Now we will discuss what is the 0 of a polynomial. Be careful. Here we have taken the example p2x, the value of p2x at the point x equal to 0. This is different. We will discuss now about the 0 of a polynomial, not the value of the polynomial at the point x equal to 0. No, we will discuss about the 0 of a polynomial now. The 0 of a polynomial, zeros of a polynomial. So what is the zeros of a polynomial? If the value of a polynomial px at a certain real number k becomes equal to 0, then we say that k is a 0 of the polynomial px. So what is 0? For example, take the polynomial this, p2x equal to x square minus 3x minus 4. If we find out the value of this p2x at the point x equal to minus 1, we will get 0. To have a closer look, we just put minus 1 at the place of x here. X square becomes minus 1 square, minus 3 into x becomes minus 3 into minus 1, and here is a constant term minus 4. So we will have minus 1 square, which will become 1, minus 3 into minus 1, which will become plus 3. So 1 plus 3 minus 4 will become equal to 0. So the value of this polynomial at the point x equal to minus 1 becomes equal to 0. So we will call this minus 1 will be a 0 of this polynomial x square minus 3x minus 4. Does this polynomial have another 0? We will look into it. Now, if we find out the value of the same polynomial x square minus 3x minus 4 at the point x equal to 4, what we will get? We will get what? We just replace x here by 4. Then we will get x square, which will become 4 square. Then we have minus 3 into x, which will become minus 3 into 4, and minus 4, the constant term. 4 square becomes 16, minus 3 into 4 becomes minus 12, and here is a minus 4. So we will have 16 minus 12 minus 4, which is also equal to 0. So the value of the polynomial P2x, which is x square minus 3x minus 4, at the point x equal to 4 is also 0. So we will call x equal to 4 another 0 of this polynomial. So this polynomial P2x has two zeros, x equal to minus 1 and x equal to 4. So this is what we have to discuss in this video. So now we will discuss about the importance of 0 and the graphical representation of a 0 of a polynomial, which I leave for the next video. So that's all for now. Hope you have understood the video, and if you have any doubt, you can comment here. I will possibly reply to my sincerity. Thanks to all. Thank you.